Am I the idiot for being hurt that my wife won't allow me to see the birth of our baby and asking for some space? My wife is 8 months pregnant with our first kid and she has been finalizing her birth plan. She included me in the process, and I did my best to research and understand it. I went with her to see various doulas, picked a hospital together, established emergency plans, etc. I assumed I would be there for the birth, but she told me she didn't want me to see my daughter being born. She only wants her mother there, and I could only come in once it's done to see the baby. It hurt like hell because I was obviously very excited about it. I asked why and she just said she'd be more comfortable that way. I said okay. I told her I'll let her do whatever makes her comfortable and I'll be on board with it, but that I'm very hurt and will need some space for a few days to take it in. I slept in the guest room and left before she woke up for work, and she's been blowing up my phone with texts about how it's unfair to punish her for doing what's best for the baby. She called and she was crying and telling me I'm putting so much stress on a pregnant woman for no reason and that I'm an idiot for that. I don't think needing space for a few days is wrong of me, and I'm just asking her to let me take in what's happening. I can't pretend to be happy about missing the birth of our baby. She's so angry I'm wondering if I'm being a prick? Edit. No COVID restrictions for us. Edit 2. No, we're not the couple from the other post. My wife works from home. I don't work 14 hours and have been there for every appointment since the beginning. Now for comments before the update. Not the idiot. She is allowed to choose whoever she wants in the room and you're allowed to take a day to sort your feelings. You didn't abandon her. You took space to organize your thoughts. Sometimes it's best to be quiet for a bit instead of saying something mean or not thought out. I'm wondering if she's psyched herself out and is worried that the blood, moaning, possible pooping and all that will turn you off. Some women think, he can't see me like this. I'm a mom of 2 and I didn't care who saw me like that. I just wanted my kids healthy and out. No idiots here. She made a choice she was comfortable with. That's fine. You are, understandably, hurt by this because seeing your child be born is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. That's also okay. Sometimes we need to take ourselves out of a situation to avoid escalation. Neither of you are idiots for your feelings. Update 1. My wife had the baby and they're both healthy. I asked her on her due date if she still didn't want me to be there, and she said she wasn't sure. She was very stressed during labor, and I could tell she was really anxious, so I did my best to comfort her, and didn't ask. She did ask me to leave when it was time to push, and I came back when our daughter was born. I didn't catch her, but I got to cut the cord and I held her first, which I am very grateful for. Things were okay with my wife for a while until she dismissed how I felt about missing the birth and said I was making a big deal out of a couple minutes. I then found out the reason she excluded me was because she was scared I would stop being attracted to her. I kinda lost it and I regret it, but I was sleep deprived and told her that I was disappointed in her as a mother, and she put her vanity before our kid and before me. My wife then asked for marriage counseling. We're on a wait list for a first appointment. We've been very cold towards one another when we're alone, and we will probably fight soon again. I know it's not the best way to be when we have a newborn, but I can't help but blame her for this situation. I will be going back to work soon, so I'm hoping the distance work gives me from her will help me calm down and gather the strength to be more mature about it all. Update 2. Wife and I separated for a couple months but decided to work on our marriage. Bigger issues rose to the surface in marriage counseling, and the wife did apologize for keeping me out of the delivery room, although she affirmed in the same sentence that if we have a second child, she'd ask me to stay outside again. She just will not trust me to not lose attraction to her. I had never realized just how deeply insecure she is about her looks and how it affects every part of her daily life. She's a pretty woman and she always acted very confident, but it was mostly a facade that completely crumbled with the pregnancy. We ran into some issues with breastfeeding related to that, where she would eat very little to lose the pregnancy weight, and it caused her to produce less milk, consequently stressing her and the baby out more. I begged her to postpone her diet until our baby is a little older, but it was so important for her to lose weight first. I tried supporting her, but I was going through my own struggles and I couldn't understand how she could put that over the health of our baby. We're determined to make our marriage work, and I'm going to do my best to understand her struggles with self-image. I've come to accept that seeing the birth of any child I have with her will not be possible. No idiots here. This is a tough one. Diet culture is a disease and you're married to a long-term case. Try this one on for size. What if you replace attractiveness and vanity and how attractive she is with her control over her body? She didn't want you in the room for the birth because she wanted to retain a sliver of control over her body and how it's seen. She doesn't want to eat enough to breastfeed easily because she wants to regain control over how her body is shaped. Does that give you a little more insight? You're the idiot. And you're a bad husband. You seem to think giving birth is special magical bonding time for you and the baby, and it isn't. It is your wife's painful, excruciating medical procedure. It's fine that you're hurt that you didn't get to be there. We all feel hurt or angry about things we know logically are unreasonable. What's not fine is you are making it her problem. Be an adult and take responsibility for your own problems. If she can't exercise her bodily autonomy without you throwing months-long tantrums, then you don't actually believe she deserves bodily autonomy. You think her body exists for your wants, and not her own. Your equal right to the baby starts after it is no longer inside her. Now for the next story. Would I be an idiot if I don't invite my sister-in-law to my birthday? I, 17, female, have a sister, Casey, 22, female, and a stepbrother, Duncan, 23, male. He is dating Sakura, 23, female, and they had a baby at the start of January. A precious girl. Casey and I get along pretty well. She is a bit complicated, but she is a great sister, and I love her. I was never really close with Duncan as my sister didn't like him very much, and he also went to live abroad as soon as he turned 18. But he was always very nice with the both of us. Casey has always had self-esteem issues since she was pretty young. Honestly, both of us are pretty normal looking, a bit on the chubby side. My sister has always had trouble with that and would make fun of prettier girls talking about how they're probably stupid and stuff. The thing is, Sakura is a model, literally. You know those girls that you look at in a magazine and are like, damn, I wish I was her? That's literally Sakura. So my sister never liked her, although she is a really kind girl. She also had a wonderful pregnancy and a very easy baby. I hate to use this term, but she bounced back extremely fast after pregnancy. A week in and she was in a bikini looking like a goddess with her new baby. My sister hates it. She hates her. She is super jealous and keeps on talking about how it's unfair that girls like Sakura have everything easy, and my mom hates her because my sister hates her. My family has always been big on celebrations, and my 18th birthday is coming, which is a huge deal for them, and my mom and my sister are insisting I don't invite Sakura. They want me to invite Duncan, just not her, and I'm a bit torn. I love my sister, and I would never want to do something to make her feel insecure. On the other hand, it feels wrong to just exclude her, especially because her whole family is in Japan, so she only has my stepbrother here. They're also both families, so I don't know what to do, but my mom and sister are pressuring me a lot, and I don't want to make them feel bad. Would I be the idiot if I don't invite her? Now for comments before the update. You're the idiot. You seem like a person who is absolutely not an idiot, and this can be a moment to prove that, and do what's right. I am sorry your sister is insecure, and your mother enables the resulting poor behavior. But Sakura is not at fault, and has done nothing to deserve this snub, and you seem to know that as well. You know what's right, and I hope your sister is able to work through her insecurities, not the idiot. I'm sorry for your predicament. Personally, I wouldn't want to make my mom angry, so I would just opt to not have a party at all and plan an outing with only friends. If I had a bigger backbone at that age, I wish I did, but I didn't. I would have told my sis and mom to grow up and get over it. I can invite whomever I want. If they don't like it, they don't have to come. Update. To make it short, things didn't go well at all, and I'm not talking to my sister. I ended up throwing the party. It was this like barbecue thing with friends and family. I had a private talk with Casey and my mom beforehand to ask them to please not say anything mean, so yes, I ended up inviting both Duncan and Sakura. And baby. First they said they weren't sure, but ended up coming, and the family got to meet the baby. She goes to work with Sakura, so is used to being with people. She is really well behaved and so cute. Everyone was all over them, which was okay by me tbh. Obviously my sister and my mom couldn't shut up. They wouldn't say anything in front of her, but at first it was making fun of the baby's name. It's such a short and cute name. Nothing weird or embarrassing. Then about how weird it was that Duncan was doing girl things, which was literally changing diapers and carrying those purses with stuff the baby needs. Then it was the same mean comments about Sakura, and things got real awkward when people started asking about her job, and she mentioned a few photo shoots that week. Duncan wouldn't stop gushing about this big thing she was gonna do soon too. It was cute, but both my mom and sister were fuming. I did try to stop them whenever I heard, but I was also in my party talking with everyone. Everything went south when we were in the kitchen, and my sister made a disgusting comment to my mom saying something like the baby was going to be pretty but stupid, like Sakura. Can't remember the exact words, but basically that, and I'm sure Sakura heard. A few minutes later Duncan came and told me that Sakura had a stomach ache, so they would leave, and didn't say anything else. I didn't say anything at the moment, but had a huge fight with both Casey and mom after the party, and haven't been talking to Casey since then. I still live with my mom. It sucks because Casey is my sister after all, and I freaking miss her, but that was so disgusting. I don't know what will happen. I really don't, and I hate it. I did try to bring it up on a call with Duncan once, but he said I don't need to say anything. They're both okay with me though, as far as I know. They also didn't say anything to anyone, so yeah, that's all I guess. Not the idiot. You know, this situation is just bullying. You hear about pretty mean girls bullying the ugly/overweight/unpopular girls all the time, and the fact Sakura is better looking than them both doesn't make their behavior any different or okay. I salute you for having a spine and standing up to them. I'm sure it's not easy living with them in that atmosphere. As unpleasant as it probably feels right now, I guarantee you your mom isn't doing your sister any favors by following her insecure tantrum, and your sister will have a rough future ahead of her if she doesn't control her bitterness and jealousy. Please stay strong and learn from your sister's mistakes. You're doing so great, OP. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot for emailing my fiancé's dad about her DNA results? I, male 35, secretly emailed my fiancé's, female 31, biological father, who is adopted and had no links to his real family, to inform him that his family had been found through her 23andMe test results. 3 years ago, she bought 23andMe tests for us, her parents, mom and stepdad, and my parents. This was a deeply meaningful gift because my 5 older brothers have tormented me all my life with claims that I was adopted or that our dad wasn't my dad since I don't look like everyone else in the family. I'm tall with red hair, so it really healed an old wound to get definitive proof that our parents are both my parents. What we weren't expecting was for results for her biological father's family to show up. She wasn't expecting to find many familial connections because she's first-generation American. Initially there was a third cousin connection on her paternal side, and over the last couple of years it's grown into a practical family tree. I knew that she had stopped speaking to her dad over 10 years ago because the most he did for her was sporadically remember to call on her birthday. She explained her reasons for not wanting to give him the information, but they honestly didn't sit well with me. I tracked down her dad's email address in her contacts list and sent him the list of his known relatives. I completely forgot about it until her mom saw a social media post about him finding his family, and told my fiancé. She was very emotional as she told me about the phone call with her mom but said she was happy for him. She made a comment about how we didn't have anything to do with it. So I confessed to what I had done. She was furious, and this has created a major issue in our relationship. Am I the idiot for sending her dad, who is adopted, her test results that identified his biological family? No update for this story, so here's the comments. You're the idiot. And honestly, I hope she sees this as the red flag it is. You've decided that if you disagree with her about things that are entirely not your business, you'll go behind her back and do what you want, regardless of what she wants. Everyone sucks here. I get why your fiancé doesn't want contact with her dad, but nothing you did will force contact between them. You shared information with your father-in-law that could greatly improve his life, and won't impact your fiancé. I don't think it's wrong to care about your in-laws, but making your fiancé feel like you take their side over hers will cause rifts between you. If this had been something that forced your fiancé to have contact with her dad, I'd get everyone's reactions, but that's not what you did.